Kings Row. This is NotEnigma versus Fnatic. NotEnigma will be taking the attacking side first. Fnatic will be showing us their defensive chops. And I'm just curious to see what Fnatic has changed between last week and today.
Yeah, it's NAEU and the GosuGamers weekly #2 in Europe. So Fnatic does have the home ground, as it were. So we might not see NotEnigma run a Pharah, Seagull on Pharah right now, but he's known to have not enjoyed the projectile lag and compensation that happens when you go across the pond. So it's going to be interesting to see, and Fnatic has a lot to prove, really. I mean, after getting dominated by Melty last week, it'd be really good for them to have a good showing against NotEnigma.
Yeah, I mean, this is important for Fnatic. You know, it's one of those things where they are, I do believe they are officially sponsored by Fnatic, but you know how sponsorships are early on. You know, Fnatic is one of the biggest names in esports, and you know they want to like prove themselves worthy of it. You don't want the sponsor to look and be like, well, wait a second, what's going on here? You know, you're losing to these guys that, you know, while good, you know, you don't want that. Fnatic wants to come out and be dominant. And speaking of coming out, we have Fnatic here coming out on defense. We have Morte on Mercy, Too Easy on Roadhog, Valutaha on McCree, Unfixed on Lucia, Winghaven on Reinhardt, and Stefan on Pharah.
Right, and on offense, it looks like I'm going to go with the ones I think are going to stick. Seagull is going to be playing Pharah, Clockwork is going to be playing McCree, Dummy is on Mercy, O'Played on Lucio, Enigma is going to run a Zarya. Mesra, I thought we were going to see offensive Pureborn. Fooled us all is going to actually be playing Reinhardt.
So there's one big change I see on Fnatic that most people wouldn't realize, but Valutaha last week was playing tanks. But I always thought, going back to Firefall, Valutaha is one of the best hit scan players I've seen in an FPS game. He's on McCree. He's going to be deadly. At least that's my guess.
Okay, we'll see if Valutaha can shut down Seagull's Pharah, because that's going to be a huge consideration. And already we see them getting knocked back. So aggressive is NotEnigma.
They are getting knocked back. They're down both their tanks right now, but Mesrar also went down, so this is not a lost cause for Fnatic, and Valutaha is looking to flank from the back. He's not getting the most effectiveness, though. Izzy hit some shots, but he gets crushed by a Seagull rocket to the dome, and NotEnigma making this look really good on the first point. But here comes Fnatic. Fnatic is not giving this up without fight hacks.
No, definitely a stronger defense than we've seen against NotEnigma on this map previously from other teams. So yeah, they're not getting bullied.
No, definitely not. Note that Valutaha is coming back up, but right now Seagull controlling the skies, getting a lot of great poke in, and Seagull, you know, being effective here. He is on fire. He was on fire.
Yeah,
he is getting pulled out by Roadhog, and what a nice use of the Pharah E, and guess what? NotEnigma just got the payload.
Yeah, the Pharah E is so underrated, and it's a concussive blast, doesn't do any damage, but does create space and knock back, and that saved his Mercy's life.
It not only saved Mercy's life, it saved his own life, because he was hooked in as well.
I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt that he was being altruistic, but probably a save your own skin scenario.
NotEnigma, the payload is just moving here. This is exactly what they want. You have Seagull laying down suppressive fire, and it looks like Fnatic is gonna, you know, make their stand a little bit further back.
Yeah, the kills happened a little late there, so that they're not in position for an aggressive defense. They're gonna hold through this bend though and watch the left flank, because the left flank is absolutely deadly on this map.
Absolutely, and Valutaha getting the quick pick on Seagull there. He is laying down the McCree pressure. We are watching him again just because I think he's going to do some good things here. Flashbang is going to miss though, and you know what? I just commentator cursed him because he whiffed his flashbang. Clockwork came around for the side and he wrecked him. So nice play from NotEnigma there, but really it's both teams are kind of stalling out here. Fnatic, I think, still holding the upper hand.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be able to hold this defense a little bit longer because they did just drop Mercy. She has her Resurrection up now, but she didn't before. They dropped a couple other players, so they're going to have to stagger in. They're probably going to group up, so it buys them some time, and this payload's coming back. They're going to hold a little bit more forward on defense.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, let's take a look at Seagull here. He is coming in, and Fnatic actually very impressive hold in defense so far. You know, NotEnigma used to sort of barreling through this map, and I think Fnatic's actually having a better defense right now on this map than even Hubris did last week.
This is always the area of the map where we see the Pharah barrages too. So I imagine there it comes.
Yeah. Here comes the Seagull barrage. It is going to take out Reinhardt. It does take out Mercy as well, but he's going to get taken out. I think that was Valutaha sniping him out of the air. So Valutaha is somewhat living up to my prediction here. He is up against Clockwork, but Clockwork proving himself top cowboy right now, taking out Valutaha. And right now it's looking good for NotEnigma. They're pushing the cart. You know, they came out a little bit ahead there, and I think Fnatic's just going to have to concede this and defend at the last point right now.
I mean, it's only fair that NA has a better cowboy, right? It's kind of lore-wise.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of our region advantage. Also, Volta with the high noon is able to pick off Lucio. Gets Lucio before he can sneak behind the Reinhardt shield. So a pretty nice pickup there. We have Reinhardt charging in. Mesrar being a little bit too aggro there. Seagull going, you know what, I'm not going in, backing out. Takes a rocket to the dome, though, under a lot of pressure, but Stefan overstepped his bounds, was taken out by Clockwork. Lots of really nice McCree play on both sides this game. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I mean, there's a decent Reinhardt ult there, too, but there's no follow-up, and this aggression is not stopping.
No, and honestly, even though both teams are firing good shots at each other, you're seeing NotEnigma really just kind of pushing Fnatic back, and a big aerial barrage coming out of Stefan. He came out from under the terrain. Also, Morte, I think he just fell. That Mercy is dead.
It's dead unless
I don't think she can
find
fly. She's
someone.
slowly floating to her death. And she's down. She's gone. It's over. If only she flapped her wings. Meanwhile, with Stefan still throwing down rocket barrages here. The payload not really moving on either side, but Fnatic is down 2 people, and the Mercy is just getting back up. So I'm going to expect some more pushing here from NotEnigma. Oh, Seagull just crushing Stefan with a nice midair. That was really big. We have the Justice raining from above. Aerial barrage going in. A emergency Zariel coming out from the defender. Sort of the last gasp, but I don't think that's going to be enough. They're cleaning this up. D.Va, though, getting onto the point. Fnatic showing they're not done yet. They're busting out the D.Vas. They want to hold this, and look, it's so close. But no, Winghaven, I think, got off the point for a moment, and that's all it took, Hex.
Overall, though, not bad. I mean, as far as we've seen the offense of NotEnigma on this map go, that was a solid defense at some points.
It absolutely was. Here we go, Seagull with the play of the game. This was in the alley. Oh, I think this is the aerial barrage that really helped clean this up. He got the Mercy. He got the Reinhardt. Oh, did he?
Yeah, and it's always in that section. Every time we're casting King's Row, there's always an aerial barrage in that section of the map. It's because there's decent flanks, and also it's such a small alleyway that teams get caught up in, and just great for that area of effect damage.
Yeah, aerial barrages and Death Blossoms definitely love that alley. It is the stuff of legends for them, really.
So
So the time is 4:46. Yeah. That is a pretty hard time to beat. Fnatic could come back and do it, but they're going to have a very impressive attack run, I think, to bust that up.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of difficult to figure out how you defend the aggressive strategy that NotEnigma always brings. Do you play a more aggressive defense? Do you defend that way? Because a lot of times when we were watching, Fnatic was walking backwards while playing defense, and I'm not certain that that's the best strategy. I think you kind of have to go aggro in your defense, hold further forward maybe than you're usually comfortable with. Because if you give NotEnigma space, they'll take it and they'll never give it back to you.
Yeah, I mean, they just sort of ran forward and it's like, welp. And yeah, I do agree that Fnatic probably could have been a little bit more aggressive there. Also, it looks like we might not be getting right into this. It appears that we do have a drop on the Fnatic side. I think it's Stefan who got dropped out. So we'll find out in a second. Usually team will call, say, hey, you know, we can't do this yet. We need a remake. And, you know, we can't oblige them. This is beta. These things do happen. So we're going to wait and see. In fact, I'm just going to ask her. Fnatic is saying they're okay. Stefan is back in. He is a trooper. He's back in here, X.
Robot Popeye. Now he's a soldier. All right, you want to call this roster?
Yeah, we're ready now. We're seeing NotEnigma come out on the defense this time. We have Dummy on Mercy, Seagull on Pharah, Clockwork on McCree, Mesrar on Reinhardt, Upplayed on Lucio, and Enigma on D.Va. You know, the more you cast these teams, you're really just getting used to players being on certain roles.
Yeah, Enigma's play on D.Va a couple matches ago that we watched was really impressive. He plays super aggressive as the tank, and he always gets out of the situations. On offense, it looks like Winghaven is going to play Reinhardt for Team Fnatic. Stefan is going to be on Pharah, unfixed on Lucio, Too Easy on Zarya. Morte is going to play Mercy, and Valutaja on McCree.
Yep, no surprise there. Volta, you know, did play a really nice McCree in the next game. Not quite as good as I was expecting, but definitely, I think it was a step up for Fnatic to put him on there. You know, I think that's going to be a good fit, and he'll only get better with time. So both teams right now setting up. What we're seeing here, we're seeing NotEnigma defending pretty far back, but they're getting good Pharah poke as it happens.
Yeah, NotEnigma loves holding up on that point for some reason, but...
Yeah, we see Fnatic kind of rushing in. Seagull was going for the Mercy poke, but Mercy was able to just sort of squirt away and get in, but oh, Too Easy taking a rocket to the dome. Lots of nice harass, but oh, and Stefan going down. Seagull, some very big direct rockets there, and this is looking very nice for NotEnigma on defending point
Yeah,
A.
I've already got a switch Winghaven coming into Winston right now. Does a little bit of work, gets a little bit of time on the point. I got so confused there because the entirety of Fnatic went through this house and went around the backside of the point.
Yep, and let's take a look at the Fnatic side here, because we got Falta coming in. He's got to take out Seagull. Taking out the Pharah has to be a big priority. Although McCree does take out tanks as well. He's getting a little bit bogged down by the Diva, and look at this. Clockwork is really taking out Volta a priority. You just see Volta sort of stalking him as Volta tries to stalk Seagull. He is getting those shots in. It is high noon. Walk-ons are there, but they're behind the Reinhardt shield, and he gets very little value out of that.
Yeah,
and here comes Seagull. Seagull flanking on the McCree. Volta versus the Pharah. Volta just deciding to back off and go for the Winston, but I don't know if this is the greatest idea, Hex.
Yeah, a Desperation Zarya ults doesn't do a ton. The big res comes up.
Yeah, that res doing a lot of work, and down goes Volta to the blaster of Diva. But Fnatic is really starting to push on the point. But just as I say that, NotEnigma really regroups down, and they are cleaning this up with force.
They were pushing, but now it's a full wipe. We're going to have to see them absolutely regroup and see if they can push onto this point. This defense has been exceptional thus far.
Yeah, and just a timeout, because of the great time that NotEnigma set, you know, there's only about, 2 minutes and 45 seconds left for Fnatic here, so they don't really have much time. They need to take this quickly, or it's going to be GG.
Yeah, and that's on the map, not this first point. So, this first point needs to be taken within about the next minute or so.
And right now, watching Clockwork, looking at those picks, is going to get a lot of damage and takes out the Reinhardt, has the Pharah in his sights. This is a no-fly zone. Stefan eating shot after shot, but Lucio ult is going to go down. Volta out cowboying Clockwork towards the end there, and Fnatic, making this a good push. It was looking bad to start with, but they are really swarming. If they hit some shots that NotEnigma was not hitting there.
Yeah, they're in a good spot here. What I'd actually like to see them do is run their combo forward right now. This Diva's going to come up and try to cause some trouble, but I would like to see them get in an aggressive position, take the forward spot, try to get some picks. Right now, they're all hanging back, and I don't know if they can really afford to do it. They need to start clearing the way for this cart before it even comes out.
They need 3 people on the card all the time, and they need sort of like a 3-person like Bash Brothers squad getting in the back and really disrupting NotEnigma, because that was a nice point tank by Fnatic, but it was a little bit too late in my opinion, because they only have a minute 45 left, and that card has to go an awfully long way.
Yeah, I would have liked to see the combo move forward, not sit on the point and capture it. At a certain point, like, it's more valuable to create this space ahead of time, but that's not what we saw, and we're gonna have to see Fnatic constantly push this card if they want to beat the map.
Yep, I'm gonna note, by the way, we have Clockwork being sneaky, going into that duel with the other McCree right now, actually. He's looking for flanks, but so is the other McCree. He is on the positive end there. I think Volta was really low and had to back off, so Clockwork's gonna heal and go for the flank here. Is he gonna get it? He's getting in on Lucio. Is he able to get the pick on Lucio? Is right-clicking Pharah, gets a double kill. Clockwork getting in there, and he's still going. Like, he's still reasonably healthy. He sees the other McCree. He doesn't care. He wants to stop the progress on the payload. And oh no, he gets taken out by the other McCree, but that was a nice sequence of events for Clockwork.
Yeah,
but I gotta say, during all this, Fnatic's been pushing.
I was gonna say, it was great kill cams, great frags, but all the while, the cart was still moving forward. Now we're gonna see NotEnigma with a bigger presence, and wow, they just dominated that offensive push over.
Yep, yeah. NotEnigma cleaning things up, and this might be a mathematical impossibility. Now, they're already calling GG. They know they don't have it.
They called GG. And that is going to be game map 1 for Enigma on, it's their map, right? Kings Row is what they like to play. Yep. They like to attack. They got everything they needed going for them there. And, Fnatic had a decent showing, but that's definitely GG. That's map 1.
Yep, and yeah, I mean, that's sort of, NotEnigma's home ground. That's definitely not a map you pick against them. You let them pick it for themselves. But that was a nice showing by Fnatic. They definitely came to play.
Yeah, they played better than they did against Melty.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the biggest change up, again, I'm saying it there, I don't think it was as max potential, but I think moving Volta from tanks to McCree, stuff that really lets him bring out his hit scan play, I think that definitely helped them, because you saw him, like, trading shots back and forth with Clockwork, getting picks here and there. Again, it wasn't the level I would have liked to have seen, but it definitely was an upgrade for Fnatic.
Right, so they're making changes to make their team better, and it definitely showed there. It's unfortunate there's no tank that really involves hit scan. I guess you could play a Zarya or a Roadhog, but it doesn't, it's not exactly the same as like a high DPS hit scan.
Yep. So again, this is the GosuGamers Overwatch Weekly EU Cup number 2. I am ZP. I am joined by Hexagrams right now. This great tournament is brought to you by our awesome sponsor, Rocket. We'll be back after a short break. Stay tuned. All right, and we are back with the GosuGamers Overwatch Weekly EU Cup number 2. I am ZP, joined by Hexagrams. We are about to head into map number 2 of the semifinals, Fnatic versus NotEnigma.
Yeah, NotEnigma taking the first map, their map, King's Row, in pretty good fashion. Fnatic looked better, though. They've obviously made some roster changes, made some adjustments from last week.
Yep.
But NotEnigma's a force. You know, they've been a force since day one in this game, since beta came out. And no one's really surprised by the results, but it looks like Fnatic is getting a little better, and we're going to see what Fnatic can do on their map of choice, on their attack or defense of choice as well.
Can I say the map of choice?
You can.
It's Numbani. We're finally going back!
Awesome. Invite me.
Oh. Oh, God. Okay, I can invite you before the starts. It's like, we're missing something. I said sorry, I just left you out, Hex.
You got so
I'm
excited
not a very good friend.
Numbani.
I can get you back in here.
I understand, man. You're excited. Yeah, it looks like it's loading. So
okay, it is loading.
Bad. Good for you.
Okay, crisis has been averted. We are on Numbani. Whew. Sorry about that, Hex. Like, you know.
Yeah, I understand. You're excited. If we were in Hollywood, I would totally forget about you as well.
Yeah, it's just like all you want is fair play. You want them to invite you to Hollywood map, and then you leave me out.
It'll happen. But the one thing about Numbani that's interesting for us is that I'm stuck in attacking spawn.
You know what? I'm not actually stuck in the attacking spawn. I have freedom.
Good for you.
I can't believe that. Like, this is one of the most liberating feelings in my life.
Well, while you're out there, why don't you run through NotEnigma's defense for us?
All right, for NotEnigma's defense, we have Upblade on Lucio, Seagull on Pharah, Dummy on Mercy, Clockwork on McCree, Mesrar on Reinhardt, and Enigma. So he's usually been on D.Va, but no, he's on the Soldier 76 this time, so that's a switch up for Enigma.
I really like that on this map because there's all these long hallways. You always have like a pretty long distance, and just that pat of his rifle is so good at just dealing out the little bit of damage from the Helix rockets. His ultimate's good. I'm excited to see him on that. On offense right now, we've got Unfixed running Lucio. Winghaven is going to run on a Winston. Interesting call. Too Easy is going to be Zarya. Balutaja is going to be McCree. Morte on Mercy, and Stefan on Pharah.
You know what's funny about this is that they're camping the exact same spot Hubris is in. So you can tell Hubris and NotEnigma have had some close games because Enigma is in the tailspin spot right now. That's what I'm seeing. Right?
Yeah, he's got to pay him rent.
It very well might work out that way. So, you know, I'm actually looking at Enigma. I want to see the Soldier 76 play. Volatile actually getting taken out very early. I think that was Seagull with the pick of Volatile. Mesrar does go down as well. Both teams down a player, but the positioning of NotEnigma is very, very impressive right now. Like, they're coordinated, and they're dealing with this, you know, rushing on the side from Fnatic pretty well.
Yeah, but actually this is a really interesting offensive push coming from this angle. We haven't seen that before, and it looks like it's working out pretty well. They came all the way from this really far flank on their combo, then they brought their tanks up this hole too. They're not running down the alleys, which Soldier 76 could shut down. They're coming totally from the side, and they got some good pressure on there.
This is a shooting gallery for 76 right now. No one's pressuring him, and he's just holding down the left click, you know, rat-a-tat-a-tat this entire time while shooting some rockets. I mean, Enigma's having a jolly old time right now.
Yeah, he's playing single player right now.
I know, no one really cares about it. It's like, you know, he's a soldier, but that soldier's doing a whole boatload of damage, not the least of which to say what Seagull's been doing. I mean, Seagull's on fire, so he is definitely getting some good picks in, but... You know, I just like watching the Soldier here because we haven't seen him as often in this tournament. He's been doing some work.
Yeah, especially on defense. It's an interesting pick, but I really like it on them. I feel like it's a good pick for this map.
Yep, and right now we're going to check out Stefan on the offense right now. How is Fnatic going to deal with this? Because they're sort of stalled out at the moment. This has been a very nice defensive front by NotEnigma, and, you know, Fnatic has to do something to break it.
And they kind of reveal their strategy, too, that this is where we want to attack from. So now you see that the positioning is a bit different, and they're all holding up on this right side.
That is a very nice attacking Zarya ult. It's going to take out not one, but two people. Stefan with the follow-up. Really nice, but is the Mercy Res going to come through? No, the Mercy Res has not come out.
Not come down. A really nice ultimate from Lucio. Gives everyone the extra shields. Valataja does the high noon. Takes out, I think, one or two, and they're going to get this first point.
Now, Stefan was really on point there. Also, he did the emote. I don't know if people noticed him. He did the, like, hello. I don't know if that was BM. I don't know if he knew he was being watched or what, but... I'm kind of impressed. He did the salute. Like, Stefan knows he did good in that point.
Dude, I've been taunted in games before, and I hate it. So, good for him, but nothing makes me angrier.
I mean, I saw that salute. That is not in my head. Like, and here we go. Winghaven is going in. That was a nice point tank by Fnatic. Fnatic, you know, they got a little bit of swagger here, and they are going in. Winghaven popping Primal Rage, and he's going to get slammed by Mesrar. But, you know, Primal Rage, lots of health. Not the biggest deal, but meanwhile, we have Clockwork in the back. Clockwork trying to do some work, you know, getting in on the back line, but he's going to go down to Unfixed. Lucio just sort of serving him, as it were. And there's 3 people down from NotEnigma. I'm not actually sure how everyone died, but right now, most of Fnatic is on fire. They're doing well on this map.
I love this Winston play, too. And again, it's kind of the combination of, like, a good tank, and then you see, like, the Genji backliners. All you're supposed to be doing out there is create chaos. You're unkillable with Primal Rage, pretty much. And he just made so much room for his team.
And we're going to check out Seagull here as Seagull goes in. Laying down some nice rockets. Volatile going to have to back out after eating a direct rocket to the dome. And, you know, we're seeing Mesrar really trying to make space, and here comes Seagull, but he has to dodge the high noon, and the sun, you know, he flew too close to the sun because he gets burned. Volatile not only taking out Seagull, but taking out the D.Va as well. Nice high noon and follow-up by Volatile.
That sick Icarus rappers there by you, and most of NotEnigma is down. Is Dummy going to be able to get his res off? Is he going to choose not to use it, it looks like?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Dummy, I think, I'm not even sure he was close enough, but I don't think the res is coming out here. I think they're just going to concede this and defend on, you know, near the last point, near this last archway, but...
You're right, he wasn't close enough. He had just spawned. I forgot that it's not a global presence. It only feels that way.
Yeah, and right now we're seeing Seagull throwing out the spam, but Fnatic looks like a different team on this map. I mean, maybe they're just home on Numbani, man.
Yeah, this might be the map that we come to know as Fnatic's home stomping grounds here. Now, we are going to have a pretty big conflict. Now they're going to smash faces. Now, it looks like NotEnigma going for some kind of backline play. Clockwork takes out, and also Enigma's up there with his D.Va, causing some trouble.
Yeah, Clockwork just took out Volatile, and he's still in the back. Oh, he has Morte in his sights, but that's a nice Arty shield. That's going to really, put a damper on Clockwork's gank plans there. But, oh, no. He has the Mercy in his sights. Right-click, and down she goes. And that was a really well-coordinated offensive push by NotEnigma, and they just said, you know what, we're stopping you here.
Yeah, that was an offensive push, and they just wiped everyone. They decided to just fall back under this arch. I think they like hanging out down here because they can't get caught up from above by Stefan, and then Clockwork can just hang out in this room and just do his Clockwork magic of shooting people in the head.
Clockwork definitely making some good statements here. I mean, he's had very solid McCree play, very aggressive McCree play. He chooses when to go in at the right times, and he's gotten some work done. Meanwhile, we're taking a look at Stefan here on Fnatic. I think Stefan has done phenomenally well this game. It is High Noon. High Noon does go out for Fnatic. What a nice arrow barrage. Takes out both Seagull and Clockwork. The Bash brothers, if they were of NotEnigma, but NotEnigma with the res coming right back up, and Seagull dishing out pain in turn.
Yeah, but Fnatic with their own resurrection as well. They have some lives back on this card, but oh, it's one of those cases where you get rezzed only to die again.
Yeah, but not Seagull. Seagull able to get the aerial advantage, takes out 2, 3. I think that's a triple kill for Seagull going in there. So some really nice play from Seagull. Man, I don't even know. I feel like if you're a Stefan, you feel like you got robbed there because he had that nice pick on not only Clockwork, but Clockwork and Seagull, and they just got rezzed.
Yeah, you take out the backbone of their team, and then they're alive again. It's not a great feeling. I mean, the silver lining is, well, their res is down, I guess, but they had to use their own res, so now things are even again, and we're going to see who tries to take the fight here.
Fnatic is really just kind of getting stonewalled here, and it is not a good feeling for them. Now let's take a look at Clockwork. Clockwork, has been up to some shenanigans, and here he goes again. He's going up. Oh, we're going to have McCree versus McCree. Volatile versus Clockwork, and Lucio going to interrupt our glorious McCree duel just a bit. And they're getting back out, and Clockwork landing some nice shots, and Stefan going to force him back.
Yeah, they did
McCree versus McCree, level 2, and Clockwork taking out Volatile, and he gets killed by Lucio as Lucio gets just checked into the side of that staircase. So kind of bloody all around for both teams, but NotEnigma coming out ahead.
Nearly every player in the server has their ultimate up right now, so I think we're going to see some fireworks here shortly.
Oh man, yeah, I see that. Only Stefan. Scumbag Stefan is slacking, man.
That's not nice.
Well, he should have his aerial barrage up. It's his fault.
Stefan was the cool name that Steve Urkel used.
Was it really? Okay, we got High Noon going down for Fnatic. Fnatic looking for those picks. High Noon not able to do too much. It's High Noon, though, for Clockwork, and Clockwork connects on a 3-person High Noon. That is a triple kill for Clockwork, and that is bad news for Fnatic.
That's absolutely going to end the push. Everyone alive from NotEnigma, 4 dead from Fnatic. Like, the only ult they had to use was Clockwork's. He picked 2 people out of the air, and I guess we're going to reload and do it again.
Yep, and really, Fnatic was looking so strong to start with. Ooh, Volatile with a nice pick on Clockwork, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, Fnatic was looking so strong. They've just been stuck at this point. What do you think they need to change up here?
I was just thinking, I like for these kind of points too. I mean, Lucio's good and all, but if you can get a Zenyatta ultimate somehow, and also it'd be good to deal some extra damage on players that are giving you trouble. I like Zenyatta pushing through points right here, but I don't know if that's enough. They were having some good success with Winston. I don't know why they went off of it, and I would actually even maybe double up on a Winston here.
Yeah, Winston, I think Winston's a little bit underused in the meta right now. I think it's because you do see a lot of McCrees and a lot of Reapers, but Winston's still good. And right now we see Seagull really just putting a lot of pressure in this corridor. He knows Volatile likes going through there, and Volatile just gets gibbed as he goes through, and Fnac's gonna have a hard time going through here without Volatile.
But you can't not run a Winston because they're running a McCree though too, and also where they're putting their McCree has no bearing on where your Winston would be anyway. So I think a Winston would be good here. We're gonna see a couple ults go off on the cart right now, and here's the push that maybe they needed.
Sorry about that. But here they come. Here comes in Fnatic, and this is not working out well for them. They kind of wasted the Zarya ult to start with, and Mercy goes down, and NotEnigma is just looking really strong right now.
Yeah, the res did go through, but again, it seems like we're gonna reset here. There's just not enough sustained push from Fnatic.
No, definitely not. And Fnatic, I think they might be out of options here. I mean, I feel like if they had anything in their bag of tricks to get through here, they would have used it already. I think they're just sort of running in here, saying, expecting a different result, and they're not getting that different result.
Yeah, the cart's moving backwards here. In my opinion, they had the most success when they were running Winston. I don't know why they went off of it into this Reinhardt. Winghaven is not winning the Reinhardt fights against Mesrar, so I'm not certain why they're so dead set on this. Definition of insanity, really.
Yeah, and Mortek goes down there, and that's going to be really hard for them. No Mercy means no res, no real oomph to this offensive push from Fnatic.
I mean,
you can't have Mercy getting picked that early. I mean, the res is too important.
Yeah, I mean, the card did get pushed a little bit. They are having a little bit more success at a little bigger ground here, but the ult goes down there. The Lucio ult is going to signal an end to that push as well. I mean, they can have one good push left, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, they're really out of time. They might not even trigger overtime here.
No, you gotta
I don't think they're going to
in.
trigger overtime. I think it's over.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting game. Fnatic looked so good, and then they just got to the Archway of Doom, and they couldn't do anything.
Yeah, man, I told you, Archways are their own separate points in this game. They're really hard to get through.
They really are.
You need to dominate a flank at some point. You need a full wipe you just can't trickle in through there.
You know, I know we give a lot of props to the DPS classes, but I just want to say something here. Mesrar is one of the most consistent Reinhardts I think I've seen in the game thus far. He lands good ults every game. He gets value off his left clicks, value off his E's. You know, let's give it up for Mesrar. I think he's one of the bigger reasons as to why NotEnigma does have the success that they have.
I think I played against Mesrar last night, and it made me want to redesign Reinhardt completely. That's how good he was. He made me think the character's entirely broken. I'm like, this is just garbage. I think I quit streaming.
Yeah, next patch, we've replaced Reinhardt's hammer with a hammer made of foam.
Yeah, or like a pillow. It should be a pillow fight.
It actually does less damage than a normal melee.
It actually heals you when you hit people with it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sounds fair.
He still has Earth Shatter and Fire Strikes. I mean, let's bounce things out a bit.
But that was Fnatic's map, right? And they did pretty well with it. It was a good half. I'm not sure what we have on times there. The cart got through the arch a little bit. I think was our determination earlier, the farthest you get the cart.
Yes.
So we'll see, and maybe NotEnigma's not going to make it that difficult for us. If they get to the end of the map, then it is NotEnigma's map, and they will be going to the finals.
They will be going to the finals. And do we have a read on who is in the finals? Is it going to be Hubris again? Or is Hubris meeting their match in Eccentric?
I'll check right now, since my F5 game is strong.
Your F5 game is so much stronger than mine. It's not even fair. At this point, I think you might actually be cheating.
NotEnigma,
also, we are having a same issue with Stefan. Stefan, not yet back in game. Stefan's kind of a problem child, but you know what? I asked the last time if Fnatic was okay. I'm not going to do it this time. I'm going to let them come to me. But while we're talking about Fnatic and their defense, we have Volta on McCree, Morte on Mercy, Winghaven on Reinhardt, Unfixed on Lucio. Stefan is back in the game, and he is on Pharah and Too Easy, holding firm with the Shadow Popeye right now.
I don't think I'm being fooled by NotEnigma's offense, and also just an update. There's no update so far in the other semifinal between Eccentric and Hubris. As far as I know, it's 0-0. Maybe someone else who's watching our companion streams could let us know in Twitch chat, which would be wonderful. Right now, the offense for NotEnigma, and if they get to the end of the map, they win the map, move on to the finals. Dummy on Mercy, Seagull on Pharah, Clockwork on McCree, O-Played on Lucio, Mesrar on Reinhardt, and Enigma running his diva.
Yep, and the gates are open, and they are going off. And let's see what NotEnigma can bring on offense. If they can push a card just a little bit further than Fnatic, they will be going on to the grand finals to face the winner of Hubris versus Eccentric. Right now, in particular, Seagull. Seagull's like being sneaky here towards the back. You know, we see this Pharah stuff happen all the time, but it's so effective when you get those picks early on.
Yeah, no, we see the Winston play comes out. He was waiting for them to come up, and he jumped through and just gets wiped immediately.
Yeah, Winston got wrecked. Reinhardt got wrecked. Both Reinhardts are actually. I think the Reinhardts did the like charge each other nonsense. But right now, this is looking pretty good for NotEnigma. They are killing more Fnatic than Fnatic is killing them, and Seagull about to get the Lucio kill.
They lost every one of the spawns are way too far away, way too far. He gets picked out of the sky, does Stefan, and this is going to be a quick first point, I think.
Yeah, Stefan, I think, just got clobbered by Clockwork. That, you know, both Seagull and Clockwork shooting him, and Clockwork just sort of, you know, poof, poof, and down he goes. So this is a very impressive first point cap by NotEnigma, but again, they need to bring it to completion, you know, just to make everything clean for all of us and no, like, measure the cart shenanigans.
Right, so Too Easy came off as Winston, which might have been an ill-advised tactic to begin with, and it's now on Tracer. First time we've seen a Tracer today.
Yep. We're gonna take a look at Stefan. Stefan, you know, really was very effective in the last game, especially early on. Like, he was on point, and he is just spamming rockets from the back. And now he has Mercy on him. Lucio ult is going to go down for Fnatic. Fnatic using this to really push into NotEnigma. They're able to take out their Mercy, a very important pick, and they get all 4 people down. That is a huge team wipe by Fnatic, and that's going to buy them some very precious time.
Yeah, they absolutely needed that, if only just for their own morale, you know, because after you get wiped on the first point like that, it's easy to throw in the towel, but they're having a good hold right here.
Yep, but you know what? The spawn points are close, and here comes NotEnigma again. Seagull is back to the air. He is shooting out some rockets, is able to get the pick on the back, takes out the Pharah, and he is good health, is getting supported, and he is getting in here on the Lucio. Not able quite to get the rockets that he wants. But you know what? The payload is moving. That's all that really matters here. You know, the defense is on the run. NotEnigma is moving the payload, and they got plenty of time right now.
Yeah,
X.
almost everyone with their ults up right now, and I think we're going to see Enigma push in here and maybe clear some space if necessary to use his ults. They're just holding the high ground. They just took the high ground immediately away from him. It was never contested by Fnatic, and now it's just a skirmish.
Yep, Falata there had a really nice high noon. I think he killed 2 outright and wounded a 3rd, and that's going to allow Fnatic to just push back through here and delay NotEnigma yet again. A full team wipe for Fnatic. So again, this sort of stretch of Nambani is really good for Fnatic, even on attack or defense. Like, something about these streets, man, they're good.
Yeah.
Just the archway is their bane.
And what Valataggio did there too was so important. He took down like the core of the team, right? It's all their damage and their healer. He took down Seagull, Clockwork, and Dummy. So if anything's going to stall a push, that is.
And speaking of Clockwork, we're going to take a look at Clockwork on this offensive push. Wow, Clockwork landing like 3 hits in a row. Lots of good poke, even with the reduced fall off. And Clockwork right now just looking for targets. It does see the Pharah rising up above, trying to take him out. Will take out Stefan. Nice pick off by Clockwork. Clockwork under assault by the Tracer. Is able to take out the Tracer with a right click. And that's 3 people down from Fnatic really quickly. A lot of that off the back of Clockwork, but Seagull getting in the back as well, taking out the Reinhardt. And wow, NotEnigma showing up there, Hex.
Yeah, Enigma himself actually just took down a McCree, I believe. And now, this is Enigma's playstyle on D.Va. He is going to get up. I think he's going to try to wait for his mobility boosters to be back up, and he's going to shoot through to an unexpected location.
Yep, and right now we are seeing Fnatic group back up in defense, but yeah, look at where the payload is. If it gets pushed a little bit further, I think on technicality alone, it's going to be, you know, map victory and series victory to NotEnigma.
Yeah, but if I'm NotEnigma, I want to play this out, and I want to win. I want to humiliate the enemy team if I can.
You want to go full USA in chat, but Falata getting big focus on Seagull there. You know, if Seagull had just lived a second longer, he would have killed like 3 people, but Falata was very on point, was able to stop it. Is shooting on Enigma. Enigma is going to go down. But the card is moving!
Yeah, the card is going, that's going to be victory for NotEnigma. We'll see if they put the cherry on the sundae here.
Yep, that's absolutely going to be victory for them. They pushed the cart. Fnatic did not get this cart anywhere near as far. And, you know, NotEnigma did not have that much trouble navigating the arch.
No, they just got the kills that they needed. It's a lot easier to push something when no one's in your way.
Volatile with a potentially devastating high noon. Just Reinhardt's shield is able to protect it, but that looked... Man, that would look devastating for a moment. And right now, a lot of people from Fnatic are getting taken out. Unfixed is going to drop the beat and provide a lot of shielding there. But a gigantic Mercy ult does come out, and NotEnigma is suddenly pushing forward with renewed vigor here, Hex.
Yeah, I was just watching Seagull's cam, and he was just shooting people in the head with rockets. Remember rockets used to headshot?
I think they still headshot.
I don't think Mercy's do, or not, I don't think Pharaohs do anymore.
You think that, did that get picked?
I think
I'm
that
not
was
sure. But either way, Seagull is dropping an arrow brush. 2 people get crushed in that little corridor. And suddenly, NotEnigma with a relatively large numbers advantage here. A D.Va ult is going to explode. They're going to have to run away from that. Explosion is down. NotEnigma trying to just clean this up, but here come the reinforcements from Fnatic. If they're going to clean this up, they need to do it quickly, but they do. 3 people are down for Fnatic. Most people are up on NotEnigma. They just need a little bit more for the complete win. Hex!
Yeah, the only one alive is D.Va. They're spamming D.Vas. They're spamming D.Vas.
We see that, but here comes the payload, and it's there. The Doomfist has been delivered. And NotEnigma punching their ticket to the grand finals, taking out Fnatic in a convincing 2-0.
Yep, one of North America's best team is moving on to the EU
Darn
finals.
it, we got to be the ones to host these games, man. This like immediate close down the game stuff is not cool.
It kind of just gives you an insight to how the players are feeling.
Yeah, they're not feeling good, but I wanted to see the play of the game, but you know what? I'm going to guess it was Seagull. He had some nice aerial barrages there and some just solid play in general.
All right, so that is NotEnigma 2-0 over Fnatic in, pretty dominating fashion. Not Melty dominating over Fnatic, but still pretty up there. So NotEnigma is going to move to the finals to await the winner of Hubris and Eccentric.